Absolutely gutted. It's an expense that has kind of kicked me straight in the ghoulies. There's an almighty racket outside the van. Just one of those noises that you just can't ignore. Oh, it's been another day of driving. I've got another just under 3 hours. Going to arrive at 21:23 in Peniscola, which is kind of, well, it's coastal, good park ups, been there before, and you're on your way down the cooler coastline of Spain. So it's a good direction to be in, but this drive is dull as dishwater. My God. Keep having to stop, give Bleu a little run around and wee brakes. He travels so well, bless him. But it is boring. But one thing for sure, this has been part of the journey. It's by no means a destination, so I've got to keep moving forward. And that does mean going down the coastline. And been a few people who have offered great suggestions for park ups, so thanks for that. But I shall see what tomorrow offers. That's of course assuming that I don't go off the edge of this cliff into pitch black. Be amazing to see what this actually looks like in the morning. Do you want to see my view? Same spot for a couple of days now. It is my intention to move on, but it's been enjoyable. It's been nice just to be here, be quiet, be switched off, just really just relax. But it does get hot, and it gets so hot inside. It's still 38 degrees inside the van. I've got everything open, I've got the fans on, I've got the max fan extracting, just trying to cool it down again for this evening. Bleu is reluctant to sleep on the bed, which is kind of nice on the one hand because he's not all over me, but he's too hot, so he's now been sleeping on the floor just to cool his belly down on the cooler floor. So it's odd not having him on the bed. That said, it's been beautiful. I did think of something today. In my garage space, I've got goggles and snorkel. Oh, I've not done that. So I think before I move, I might take a quick dip in the sea tomorrow morning, freshen up, have a little snorkel, not done that for a while, and then consider where I move on to. As always, supplies are needed, water is needed. Not been difficult to find any of these things so far, but it has been absolutely bloody amazing. Peniscola if you want to read it that way, but no, it's been absolutely fine and dandy. Right, let's have a wash then. Truth be known, I had a look in the garage of the van, couldn't find my snorkel. I know it's in there, so I think what I need to do is at some point when there's time or I've got the energy and the mindset to do it, is to actually drag everything out again and find it. It's on a shelf. I kind of know. I know where it is, but I just can't get to it. So this morning is just a little dip in the cold sea. Look at this, what a way to start your day, eh? Oh, there's all freaking nudies on the beach now. Got going past them all. Either that or join them. Whoop whoop. There you go, what a start to the day. Thank you. But I've definitely reached that point where moving on is the right thing to do. I feel good. Let's see what else we can find. The cabin here gets so hot. If you want anything drying, then just put it on the dashboard. These are bone dry. I've only been in there a few minutes. Now I'm heading to Denia, which means we go from here to here. course, none of this is going to happen before I've been to the shops and restocked with supplies. A bit disloyal to Lidl. There's the Mercadona is the local supermarket here, and I do like these ones as well because you get a little bit of different stuff. Good morning. It's a bit overcast today. You can see in the background clouds. It looks like it's clouds, but it's still sticky hot. Now I've got a new mate, my neighbour Jerry. Jerry's from Holland, and another guy from Essex, funny enough, Ian. So that's nice to catch up with him and pick up some tips on other park ups and other things to do, and sim cars. Now I've got a bit of an issue with my current setup. Don't seem to have a great data signal on what I've got, so I'm going to look into other options, and again these guys have filled me in on some of the better options here in Spain, so that's something I'm going to look into. I did drive through Denia, the town, last night. Pretty busy for tourism, but it's actually looking quite quaint as well. So forgetting all the busy bars and things, actually looking beyond and behind, looks as if there's an old town that's pretty scenic. So I'm going to have a little wander in there, hopefully find that phone shop to sort out a SIM card, because I think for the time I'm going to be in Spain, it's going to be prudent to actually be on a Spanish SIM. Absolutely gutted. Just been to the phone repair shop, and it's the phone. It ain't the SIM. It's not the problem that I thought it was. I couldn't work it out yesterday in the car park. Everyone else's phones were working, and yet mine, I couldn't even hotspot off of them. It was just playing me up. Turns out it's the phone that's the problem. So the only way to do it, because you're saying the particular repair is a tough one, it's the whole motherboard thing, so it's either going to be extremely costly or certainly time consuming because it needs to be sent off to Madrid. Either way, the only way I can walk out of here today is with another phone, another new second-hand refurbished one. So absolutely gutted that it's now going to cost me €280 to actually have a working phone, but of course I have to have a working phone, not for contact, but for working. So it's an expense that has kind of kicked me straight in the ghoulies, but what can you do? Just means that perhaps I'm just going to have to work out staying put longer, moving less, spending less on fuel. Basically I've got to try and recoup €280 worth of not spending on fuel to cover that. So what a shit start. And annoyingly, more than annoyingly, gutting, if any of you saw my recent videos, that was a refurbished second-hand phone anyway, replacing the last one that broke. So that's 2 iPhones within a matter of a few weeks. Oh, just can't go on like that. It's mental. Good morning. Not a bad night's sleep last night. Managing to keep the van relatively cool, or cool enough to sleep comfortably. During the day, I'm finding just leaving the reflectives in on the sun side does something to combat the heat being sucked in. And the thermal blackout curtains, what a godsend. Leave those closed during the day. The difference between the cab area feels like an oven, where obviously the windscreen and all that glass is cooking the insides. But the difference, you put your arm through, oh my days, it's hot. And on this side it's not so bad, so thank goodness for thermal blackout curtains up the front end. Don't know what I'd do without those. There's no avoiding the chores, of course. Still got the washing up and shit to do. Oh, here's a question. Anyone else who's doing this, what do you do about butter? I like real butter. Of course, real butter is either too hard straight from the fridge, or if you leave it out, over here, literally, it just melts to liquid pretty rapidly as well. So what is the best balance? I don't want it straight from the fridge, it's too hard, and I don't want it leaking all over my work surface. There's a conundrum. And actually, none of these are complaints. More funny little issues. The other problem I've got, and I don't know again, anyone who's got dogs, how do you keep the sand out of their water bowls? I'm just constantly having to empty it out, wipe it all out, clean it all up again, and then start in with some fresh water, because of course he gets all sand around his mush, and as soon as he goes in for a drink, it then sinks to the bottom of his bowl again. So it's just sandy water for Blue. He doesn't seem to mind, but you know, I just feel a bit obliged to try and help him out a bit and keep his water fresh. So constantly redoing his water. Can't see there's much way around that. Now the other amazing thing amongst so many is that bins in Spain are everywhere. Oh, and the other problem I have, making a coffee in the morning. As soon as you put the kettle on, of course, you're heating up your van instantly to the point of being uncomfortable. First world problems, I know, but coffee in the morning, it's a hot affair. Driven towards Benidorm, driven halfway up a mountain because there's going to be apparently a great sunset from here, but the clouds have just come in and I don't think there's going to be evidence of a view of Benidorm from above or a sunset that's going to be worthy of note. So the talk now is going down into Benidorm itself and see if there's anything to do down there. If we can get the right park up, then I don't mind having a little mooch about. It's just trying to get a gut feeling, of course, for the park up and whether it's going to be safe to leave the van. Do you want to come out to a couple of bars? Actually, if I take Bleu out, then do you want to come out? Oh, we might be up for it. Anyway, we're going to drive down in towards Benidorm and then we'll do a little tour and then see how it feels. I think that's the only way to do it, is just sort of get the gut feeling for it and see if Blue wants to come out on the razzle.
We started a wave, then parted away. A part of me feel like it's part of the game. The parties don't hit like they used to. It's cool, we did it already. It's hard to complain. I got no agendas and plans that mean more to me nowadays. It started to sway. The way that I look at the world, I'm only in places where putting my heart on display. My heart on my sleeve, the blood on the leaves. Been working to sharpen the blade.
Hola, good morning. We went out in Benidorm last night. Don't think you can see the mountains behind the high rise. That's where we first thought we'd park up and see the sunset, but obviously it was non-existent, so we came into Benidorm itself. Just parked up in a residential street, 5 minutes or so just downhill from the main bars, the strip, the beach and whatnot. But I will confirm it was actually, well, it felt safe, it was quiet, slept well, no problem at all. But didn't film anything down the strip because, well, you know, as people say, what goes on in Benidorm stays in Benidorm. Didn't get too leery, but you can see it was very, very lively around us. A couple of things I did learn. Obviously, a lot of viewers, your holiday here in Benidorm. Lovely to meet you all. Thanks for saying hello. Blue came down with us. That's the other thing I learned. If you've got a cute dog with you, man, what a wingman. Jeez, you get some attention. Unless that was me, I don't know. Nah, it was probably Blue. But also carrying a stubborn fat Frenchie back home up the hill when you're hot and sweaty anyway and he doesn't want to walk. Oh, so if you're out and about, if you want attention, take your dog. If you don't want to walk home carrying that dog, don't take them. Bloody hell. So this is the strip. This is the strip during daytime. Look how quiet it is. But this, as a road of a night, is just swamped with people crossing over, back and forth, bars and eateries. But believe me, that was so quiet compared to, if anyone's been to Benidorm with a night time, then you'll know that, boy, that was empty. But last night, absolute mayhem down that street. But I'm not coming back of a night time to film it again. It is what it is. Go on somebody else's YouTube and find that. But I think the point is, if you do just fancy a random night out on the town, just for the experience sake, you can park up in the residential area, just on the hills. It's only a 5-10 minutes walk tops if you go further out, but literally within a 5-minute walk, you can park, you can sleep. It is safe, didn't feel any issues there at all. And yeah, for the sake of experience, yeah. I'm not saying I recommend it, but I'm saying if you fancy it, it's doable. But for now, I've got to get me out into some rural space because a bit intense, isn't it?
If you feel what I feel, use another for real. Say
But you can't beat a bit of a Lidl before you find another park up. Turning up with stocked cupboards, or at least supplies for a while, and water. I want to eat dog food. Is the way to do it. Right, chores done did. Now we need to go and find a park up. Feels a little bit familiar, this area, from times in the past that I've been this way. So hopefully, if you just head in the general coastal direction, I'll recognise where I've been before. Because there was definitely a few good park ups this way, if I remember rightly. And it's definitely another hot one. And that ain't a complaint. That's rejoice. Right, this is totally not like me, but I've got the urge to move. I've double checked on the parking lot. Of course I should have done this earlier, but I mean, I've parked here a number of times over the last couple of years and it has always been perfectly safe and lovely. The police come by occasionally and just give you the wave, or if they don't like where you are, they ask you just to move up a bit. So there's a good relationship between the old Bill and the vans, and it's never a problem. But I was a bit wary when I drove in earlier, and there were very, very few vans. This place is usually absolutely chock-a-blocker. I should at that point have checked Park for Night in the comments. But there were other vans along here, so well, that's fine, and it looks as if people were pretty much sort of settled here, so I thought, well, just stick with it. But as I've been working away in the back of the van, tippy-tapping away on the old laptop, and I'm looking around, thought, why is everyone going? So all the vans that were here have, bit by bit, been going. So they're obviously just here for the day. I've checked the Park for Night comments, and although some suggest it's okay, maybe they just got lucky, there's a lot, in fact most now, are saying that you can't park here overnight and the old Bill will move you on. It was a mixed bag of move you on politely by leaving a note or asking you during the day to not overnight it. But there's a couple that said that they can potentially just give you the on-the-spot fine because there are signs somewhere about, I think they do it on a width, so if you're wider than 2.2 metres or whatever it is, they can potentially catch you by saying, well look, the signs are there, small or infrequent or whatever, whether you saw them or not, right, so there's a sign. Could potentially fine you just for staying here. I'm going to move because I don't want to be bothered, and I also would like to chill out and have a beer, so I think the safest thing is to look at Park for Night, find an alternative. There's got to be something else around here. Is that a canty? There's got to be spots around here, even if something that isn't quite as beautiful, but if peace of mind is what I'm after, I ain't going to get it by staying, certainly not at this point. So I'm moving. Oh well, it did make for a nice park up during the day. Had lunch there, did some work, had a little walk with Blue, so it wasn't a complete waste of time. But what a difference, it's just empty now. Not a van in sight, so yeah, glad I made that decision. Shame I'm now looking for somewhere to park at 7 o'clock at night. But this is Spain, it ain't going to be that hard, is it? It's just going to be dark soon, that's the problem. Oh look, interestingly, there's the cop car. So I wonder if he is going, who knows. Maybe the cop is going that way though. Small town and a little car park, but it is designated for motorhomes and vans, and it does get the thumbs up, generally speaking, on Park for Night. So this is where it's going to be for tonight regardless, but I'll show you anyway. It has got, whoop, there is a beach just across that road there, so this will do. Yeah, it'll do. And I think because it's the only space that's left and it's getting dark, so it's kind of the option, so I'll take it. This is gratitude for you. Literally just parks up, and now there's a couple more vans turning up. And I'm pretty sure I'm in the last space, certainly the last one that has a sea view. just say, I was thinking, oh, you know what, I'm just going to have a little bit of a lay-in. So I had a bit of a late night last night, chatting with people, thinking, it don't really matter, I'm going to have a nice lay-in. But then at the crack of dawn, I say crack of dawn, I mean, it was still dark. Bleeding noise. 7 in the morning. But anyway, around 7 o'clock, there was an almighty racket outside the van. It's one of those noises that you just can't ignore. And they were doing the road sweeping. No noise, better close this window. And then, just when I thought, well, that's done, I'll shut my eyes again. The bin man came. Collected as soon as I started drifting off again, so it was a bit of an earlier start than I anticipated, but I suppose it just means I get a longer day, don't I? Oh look, you know always I love to see a palm tree, always makes you feel good to see a palm tree. There's bloody loads of them! I know you're going places, right? Playa de los Cosadores. Yeah. Hello, Blue. You want to come in? Fancy a donut? I've actually decided to stay here for a little bit. It's not my favourite location. It used to be. I'm not feeling it at the moment, but I have decided to stay put because I think it's the excess travel. It's hard work, isn't it? If you're just belting down somewhere and think, hang on, what am I in a rush for? I ain't going anywhere fast. Plus also it's taking its toll on Bleu as well. He just needs to chill for a bit. So we are staying put, having a few days, well, not to do much apart from sort of relax, unwind and get the travel side of things sort of out of our system. I'm even cooking. Smells incredible. Cheers to that.
Alright, here we go. There you have it, folks. Another brilliant episode of Our Van Tales, packed with adventure, a bit of mischief, and all that good stuff. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and share the fun with anyone who needs a good laugh or a bit of inspiration. Make sure you check out our Instagram for all the behind-the-scenes action. And if you're feeling generous, you can always buy us a coffee. The link's above. And a massive shout out to all the superstars who've donated through Revolut. We can't see your names, but we appreciate you loads. Don't be shy, leave us a comment because we love to hear from you. And until next time, stay wild, stay free, and most importantly, stay tuned. We'll catch you on the road. Thanks, Andy, and see you next week. There we go. Hopefully that's just right. Let me know if you need anything else.